Oh, hello. I was just catching up on some piano practice because I've just got so much time on my hands right now. I just get to play the piano. As if, oh my gosh, it's raining today. Epic fail. I'm not happy about that. So no outdoor learning, so we're bringing it in. Not so exciting. Right, today we're going to look at something called Ansoff's matrix. And if you wanted to have a look at it in your books, it's still part of Unit 3, Business Decisions and Strategy. You can find some information on this, further information in your revision guides, page 124. Okay, and what I'm going to do is talk you through Ansoff and his matrix, and then you can make some notes. Okay, so Ansoff came up with this kind of sort of tool, I guess. It's a strategic tool, and it helps businesses decide what kind of market they would like to, what kind of strategy they would like to do. So we're going to have a look at the matrix and then try and apply some examples, okay? So I would watch the video, listen, and then maybe pause it at the end when I've done the matrix so that you can then copy it down for your notes. And then I'm going to talk you through an example, and then you can have a go at doing some of your own. All right. I hope you're all well, by the way, and all that. Okay. So the first part of the matrix then is thinking about maybe the product and whether to focus on existing products or new products, or the market. Yeah, new or existing markets. Okay, now, first of all, we've got existing products in existing markets. Market penetration. Okay, we're trying to penetrate the market with more and more products to the same people. Okay, same product, same people. Okay, we've then got the idea that we could do product development. Okay, so product development is where we would take our new products, okay, but to existing market. Okay, good stuff. All right, then our third option is market development. All right, market development is where you've got existing products in new markets. Okay, and both of those to a medium risk. Okay, and finally, our fourth option is diversification. Okay, this is when you do new products in new markets. Do you know what? Maybe if I put them this way, I wouldn't have to stop moving the camera around. Duh. Okay. Oh, but then it's really hard to see. I really should have gone landscape on this bad boy. Okay. So I kind of think that's the basis of the matrix. All right. But what we need to do really to fully understand it is add in some examples. Okay, so I'm going to do this in two different ways. First of all, I'm going to give you some companies that kind of do these kind of strategies, and then we can have a look at how one company might use this to look at possible strategies. So first of all then, market penetration, right? Companies like Coca-Cola, Heineken, they'll do this. They want to sell more of their existing products, okay, to their existing customers, all right? So how do they do it? Well, they advertise, they look at their distribution and increasing that. They might look at their pricing, their packaging, make deals with distributors like cinemas that they only sell those products, okay? So it's about just selling more of the same thing to more of the same customers, okay? Through exciting advertising, yeah? We all buy Coke. How do you get people to buy more Coke? You change the price or you change their packaging, yeah? Okay. Then we've got product development, so developing the product, yeah? So think companies like Apple, okay, and Pfizer, which is a pharmaceutical company, They'll try and innovate, modify, spend a lot on research and development, and try and increase brand loyalty to try and take those existing customers that they've already got, but encourage them to buy new products. Yeah. So, you know, I bought an Apple iPhone. How do they keep me? Is by, you know, innovating, creating new phones, and then I'll keep buying new products, yeah, from the same company. All right, then let's have a look at IKEA. Tesco, for example. They might decide that they've got a really good existing product, but they would like to sell it to a new market. So how do you do that? Well, this is slightly more risky, isn't it? This means like maybe going abroad, selling it in a completely different country. You might have sort of culture barriers there. You might want to think about how you're going to increase your distribution, and you're going to have to spend a lot on marketing. Okay, so taking those existing products, but to a new market. Finally, an example of diversification could be something like Samsung. Yeah, I've got a Samsung. I think my fridge is Samsung. Oh, let's go and have a look because we can. Look, there's all the paint waiting to go on the walls. Oh no, it's not. It's Hotpoint. That's a disappointment. I thought it was a Samsung. But you know, they make phones, but they make fridges. All sorts of things that are, you know, different. Some of them can be related. Some of them can be unrelated. Bic make pens and lighters. Yeah, aren't completely unrelated. Some companies might stick to technology, but different types of products. Okay, so that's one way we can look at examples. So your first task is, your first task is to draw the matrix. Your second task is to add in some examples, not my examples. You're going to have to think of different companies that do those. And I would like you to come up with 2 of your own, okay, for each of those things, okay? So I'll do that so you can pause it. Okay, and now I'm going to go through the second example of a different way to think about it. And that is for one company, okay? I'm still here, by the way. Okay, so we're going to look at Mackey's. I couldn't decide how to spell Mackey's, so I wrote McDonald's. Answers on a postcard or on an email. How do you spell Mackey's? You probably say it in your little messages to each other. How do you spell it when you put Mackey's? Right, so market penetration. Let's think about if they want to do existing products to existing markets. How are they going to do that? How are they going to sell more of their pretty grim burgers to the same people? They're going to do it through their pricing, through their promotions. They might change things like their place, drive-through, delivery. Yeah, so they're changing their marketing mix in order to sell existing products to existing market, okay? However, what they could decide to do is product development. A little bit more risky here. So what they could do is they've got their existing market, yeah? But they need a new product, so they might start doing salads, vegan burgers. I've written halloumi sticks, but now on retrospect, I think they're mozzarella. I don't know, they're deep fried cheese, pretty good. Those of you that work there, next time I'm in there, that's what I'll be buying. Okay, we could also do some market development, okay? So let's remind ourselves that's an existing product, okay, but to a new market. So McDonald's, I mean, they're open in most countries, but maybe they could decide to plan to open in Kenya or Iceland. They were open in Iceland, actually, and then now they're not, so they could try going there again. They could try and open up in Nigeria, for example. So that would be their existing products to a new market. Finally, the more high risk, okay, going out of their comfort zone, they could just do something completely different. New products, new market, yeah? And they could do hotels or handbags or bikes. Completely different stuff, but using their branding to kind of sell products and using their, you know, business business experience to sell completely different things. Okay, so that's my McDonald's example. Okay, I'm going to do that so you can pause it here if you wish. Okay, so your second task is to take a business of your choice. It's going to have to be a big business, really, and think about how that applies to your company. So you're going to have, at the end of this lesson, 3 different matrices. That's the plural for matrix. And the first one's just going to be the plain theoretical model. Ansoff's the guy. You might want to Google him. See a picture of him, you know, just so you know who wrote this theory. And then what you can then do is do the first thing where you add in examples of companies who use that strategy. Okay, so a couple of examples for each of the different options. And then your third task is to do a third matrix where you take a business of your choice and think about how they could develop their business using each of those strategies. What I really want you to do is to redraw the matrix every time. We've got to learn this off by heart. So actually, by practice drawing out the matrix 3 times, it's going to help us get that into our brains, even though it seems a little bit tedious. Okay, so even if you're using a computer to make your notes, which is absolutely fine, I would like you to redraw the matrix. Don't just copy and paste it. Okay. So by the end of this lesson, then 3 matrices. And if you are hand drawing, again, absolutely fine. I don't mind how you make these notes. What I'd like you to do is to have a look at the OneDrive scanning app. Okay. I'm not moaning because I love getting your work, but sometimes the pictures are the wrong way up. They're hard to read. What I'm going to do is I'm going to attach to this task some instructions on the OneDrive scanning app. And actually, my year 11s that have been using it, once they've got the hang of it, it's actually much easier to send work over using that, okay? So I'm going to link those instructions to this task. Yeah, and I look forward to seeing your work. This is going to be something we refer back to continually through the rest of the course now. Okay, we should be able to name drop Ansoff. We should be able to name drop these strategies when we're talking about what a business is doing. Okay, next lesson, what we're going to do is we're going to make the link between what we learned last week, mission statements and objectives, and we're going to link this to Ansoff's matrix. Okay, and I think you probably won't enjoy this, but we are going to do a long answer question this week. Okay. Unless everyone, I don't know, sends me lovely emails with like updates on how they're doing, emotional bribery, okay? Anyway, have a nice day. You know, get out for your daily exercise, even though it's raining. You know, just wear waterproof clothing and take an umbrella, but get outside, you know, it's good for you. Don't forget your 5 a day as well. Yeah, don't be eating badly. And I think that's it. Yeah, I miss you. Take care. Work hard. Bye.